Hello, y'all. Welcome to Jackalope Tales, Urban Legends in Music, where we uncover, is it real or is it a jackalope tale? I'm your host, Charles Mooney.
And I'm Lisa Umbarger. And Charles and I are founding members of the Toadies, and now we're podcasting.
Rolling and smoking.
A lot. Probably too much.
Is there too much?
Charles rolls, I smoke.
Yeah.
I don't really smoke.
Yeah. I should have called Tales.
Right.
You
should have.
I know. And then you get to smoke and enjoy.
Eating the shit out of some gummies. That's what. You'll have to smoke.
Nah.
We got a fun show today.
Yeah.
So I read the story about how Johnny Cash nurtured artists and writers, music writers.
Mm-hmm.
And the story I came across, one of the writers, Shel Silverstein.
Yes. And I was like,
who wrote music. He wrote A Boy Named Sue.
Yeah. It's stunning.
Right. I mean, and I was like, how many other people who are not musicians have written hit songs?
Right.
And it started us down this path.
Yeah.
So Charles is going to do Shel Silverstein, and I'm
into
going to
details.
Right?
Yep. And you've got an interesting one too.
The governor of Louisiana, Jimmy Davis. It's just so strange that, and you know, these are songs that we know by heart.
Yeah.
And have become a part of the fabric of
yeah.
music. And
yeah. But you know what? That is kind of like the best job to have, because if you all are not familiar with the music business, the person that has the writing credits gets basically all the money.
Yep. That writing is where the money's at.
It is. I mean, you can perform all you want, but that's like the hard labor job.
Yep.
The CEO position is the writer.
Shel Silverstein's sitting back collecting that Boy Named Sue money.
I know.
Man.
Just open your mail. Well, no, they probably direct deposit now.
You know, we're saying like that's his only thing. But Shel Silverstein wrote all those really great books that are, you know, come on.
I still, in my mind, go to check the mailbox. I don't think about direct deposit.
Right.
So. But yeah, I got to catch up with the times. So, but yeah, let's see. And you are concert hopping nowadays.
Yeah. So I had an opportunity. My aunt called me and she's like, "Hey, I've got front row tickets to go see Pink. You want to go?" And that's not someone I would like go out of my way to see.
Yeah.
Nor did I think that I wanted to go see Pink.
But wasn't it a bit enticing to know it's front row?
Yeah.
It's almost like I'd go see anyone just for grins.
Because it's a big arena thing, front row. And I don't know if I've ever been to a big arena show front row. The closest I've been is backstage. And these were actually closer than backstage. It was kind of insane.
Wow.
So, of course I said yes.
Yeah.
And I've been looking forward to it. I'm not going to lie. It's been kind of fun. And I know more Pink songs than what I thought I did.
Oh.
And Sheryl Crow was opening up.
What? Yeah. I know. Because if I were in the balcony, I'd be like, nah, I don't want the tickets. But front row, what the hell? Yeah.
So we went and we were in line getting drinks and nachos and stuff. And the show started. And this is at 6:30. It's early.
Yeah.
And doors were at 6. And I was like, I didn't think that the music was going to start till later. Sheryl Crow. And I was like, that's not Sheryl Crow. And I was like, I know this song. And I was listening and I was like, oh, fuck. It's Noga Erez.
And you're telling me about her.
An Israeli rapper who I fucking love. I'm totally obsessed with this group. So she raps, her life partner plays guitar and writes with her. And
that's
nuts. And I recognized it. And I just like started running.
And you had no clue.
No clue at all. It was not announced.
Wow.
In fact, I have been bugging her on Instagram. When are you going to come to the United States? Because I want to see you.
Wow.
And because their live shows look just amazing.
What?
Because I've been watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
And so get down there, they play a 30-minute set, and it was just fucking fire. It was great.
Damn.
And I was stoked, and
I
was like,
know.
it felt like Christmas.
I'm glad you're old and got there early.
I know, right?
I mean, because God, if you had waited or
I
gone in
know.
later when all the major people show up,
Right. There was no one pretty much in the audience.
Wow.
Too, because that was kind of sad.
Wow.
But so that was just a really cool surprise to see Noga Eras. It was awesome. There weren't very many people there, so I felt like it was a concert just for me. And
well, being on the front row, it kind of is. You can't
really
see anyone behind you.
Yeah, so that was really cool. And then Sheryl Crow came on, and I didn't realize how many songs I liked. Like seriously, because I was wanting to go late to this show because I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's going to be a snooze fest.
Oh.
And but it was good. The musicians, her band were great.
Yeah.
And I think I mentioned to you that I started calculating the cost of the guitars at one point because they had some really nice guitars. It was guitar porn.
And there was one in particular that just
Cheryl came out and played bass, and she had Hollow Body Guild bass guitar.
Yeah,
I was like, yes.
They didn't go to Guitar Center for those.
No, and all of their guitars were well loved. You know, they had the gold tops and just the custom guitars, but they had beautiful guitars. And the whole time I was just like, and there was no one to talk to about guitars. Because no one at Pink cares about guitars.
Yeah, no,
like, God dang it! You see what they're playing.
Now, how did it sound on the front row?
We were right in front of speakers. We were right in front of the subwoofer.
Yeah.
So there was a time in the concert where people behind us were crying because their ears hurt.
Oh no!
When the bass really kicked in.
Did you go prepared?
Yes, okay. I always bring earplugs. I have them on my keychain.
Good.
But there were people who were not, and they didn't enjoy it. But it was good. It was loud right there.
Yeah.
Which I was not expecting it to be. But the mix was really good.
Wow.
I heard everything really clear.
Yeah.
So that was great. And then Pink came on. And of course, it's going to be a show. She does the
theatrical. Yeah.
She does the aerobatics, and she came out to get the party started. Of course, what else would you come out to?
Of course.
And she came down through the ceiling, and
holy hell.
Yeah.
That's scary.
And was spinning and doing it was insane. Wow. And there was so much going on because the theme of the show is carnival.
Okay.
So there was beach balls bouncing and just all manner of mayhem happening.
Well, damn.
But Pink's voice is pretty freaking amazing.
Wow. Powerful, huh?
Yeah, it really is. So I had a blast. She played longer that night.
Yeah.
And
she writes her own stuff.
She does, and I respect that.
See?
I know she has collaborators, but being a pop star and writing your stuff is amazing.
But the people we're talking about wrote stuff for some people.
Yeah.
Or some people picked up their music.
Right.
Yeah.
I can totally appreciate artists who write their stuff. People kick Taylor Swift in the nuts all the time. Mm-hmm. She writes her music. I know she records other people's stuff too, or she has people that she collaborates with. But for the most part, she writes her stuff. And I'm going to have an elevated opinion of you if you're writing your stuff.
You got to give them credit.
Yeah.
Might not like it, but you can give them credit for it.
Yeah. And so the Pink show was actually really enjoyable. I had fun.
Wow. We could almost have weekly concert reviews with how many you're going to.
I know, right? God. Good Lord, man.
Well, let's see. Do you want me to go first on this one?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, go first.
Yep. So like you said, we're talking about Sheldon Silverstein. So
who we all know from our childhood.
Oh, yeah. Shel Silverstein. I mean, it's crazy because here he is. He was an illustrator, a writer of kid books, really popular kid books, too. I mean, not just like Jimmy Goes to the Store. It was like really well-known stuff. And
they won prizes. He is an award-winning author.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And his publications were all in all different kinds of newspapers and magazines. But then he had kind of that edgy side because he also was like published in Playboy magazine.
I didn't know
Things
that.
like that.
Really?
Yeah, some of his stuff.
Well, you know
So-
what? Even people who like porn like to hear children's stories. Little lullaby there.
Oh, those are the people you got to watch for. You look for them on your
So
local
you
newspaper.
jack off, you read a little good night story, good night moon, and go night night.
I love that page 12 illustration. Yeah. But on this story, it's really cool because he did come out with some of his own music.
Okay.
His music was even popular with kind of the Dr. Demento show and things like that because it had a humor to it, and the way he would sing it and deliver it, it was really simple. It's just like him and a guitar.
Right.
But I guess with that writing ability of being able to write books and things, he was able to really tell stories with
Right.
his songs, which is really cool.
It's pretty amazing.
He came to rise in the 1950s, and so he was kind of, his music almost was thought of as kind of being a part of the outlaw country music movement.
See, that is what's so insane because I only knew him from his children's books.
Yeah.
But to know that that's his connection.
Yeah. You told
crazy.
me about this, and I was like, what?
Right. Because to me, it's just a fascinating story.
Right. Oh, it's nuts. It's incredible. And now he wrote the lyrics and music for many bands. I don't know if you remember Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show.
Oh, hell yeah.
But they did the song cover of the Rolling Stone.
He did that one.
Yeah, he did that one. I remember roller skating to that one. I'd be like on the cover of the Rolling Stone. And that's when I really got my speed going. Yeah.
That is so funny. My mom loved Dr. Hook. So that was one of the Saturday morning cleaning.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yep.
Oh, man. It had a good groove to
entered
it.
my life in many ways.
Yep. He also had artists that covered his songs were Lee Hazelwood, Marianne Faithfull, Belinda Carlisle.
Wait. Marianne Faithfull
has done a cover of one of his songs.
Really?
Yeah. Belinda Carlisle, Waylon Jennings, and Chris Christopherson. They've all done songs of his. And he even wrote a couple for Loretta Lynn that were huge hits. One's on the Way and Hey Loretta were two of her songs that he wrote. And they said that he actually wrote in kind of a Loretta Lynn style, whatever that is, but it fit her perfectly.
I mean, you talk like this.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to have that twang.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the biggest thing about Shell is it involved an evening where he was hanging out with other musicians. Like you said, Johnny Cash would do this thing where he would just have a variety of musicians come over to his house and just have a fucking chill party. I mean, it's like an acoustic would get passed around.
Yeah.
People would sing maybe a song they were working on or one they had just done. And this particular evening, Graham Nash was there, Joni Mitchell, Bob Dylan, Chris Christopherson, and Johnny Cash.
Man, I would love to go back in time and be in that circle.
I know. And
because they're high as shit. So it'd be fun. I mean, they're drinking and smoking and they're just having a party.
And just passing a guitar around. But
were they around a fire pit?
Oh,
tell me they're around.
That's what I'm imagining. Yeah.
That's me
it's
too.
like s'mores and pot.
Right.
Yeah. Just go.
And they're like sitting around, they have fire. You can see the fire dancing on their faces or passing around a guitar and high as shit playing songs.
And Shell happened to be there that night. So kind of shows the status level he was at. I mean, people really respected him.
How did he get into this circle? How did he meet them?
I think it was just his involvement with music, writing for people. Could have been the Dr. Hook songs that he had, because he wrote most
Hook
of their
was
first
in the
album.
70s, right? So,
well, that's true. Okay,
and Boy Named Sue came out.
Well,
before that, right?
It's all about who you know.
Tell me about it. I don't know anyone.
No, we don't even have a fire s'mores pot.
Like I probably can't even get 5 people to come to my house to sit around a fire, much less have talented people writing a song.
Yeah, you keep calling me and I'm like,
Right.
Well, I
Or
got to
like,
make something else up.
I've got
I'm
some good
busy.
songs about farts. I thought you would at least come for that.
We still got to work on that country song we talked about on that
Yes.
podcast episode.
It's going to happen.
Beer nuts or
Truck nuts
and beer guts. Well, everyone was sharing the guitar that night, playing songs, and it came around to Shell's turn, and he says, "I'm going to play you a song called A Boy Named Sue." And it embodied that whole humor behind the lyrics and things like that. Well, Johnny Cash heard it, and he loved the song, and he asked Shell to write the lyrics down for him. So, because he just wanted to kind of have them, just because he loved the story behind it.
Right.
Well, little did Johnny Cash know that that song was about to like change his life forever, because the next day after this party, look at Johnny Cash partying and then
working.
And then he's traveling to San Quentin the next day to go perform in front of the prisoners for the famous live show. And well, it happened that June Carter, his wife, loved the song, that Boy Named Sue. She had been in the room and heard it, and she told Johnny, take those lyrics with you when you go to California. No kidding, because she's like, you need to do this song. And he's like, I don't even know it. So he put the lyrics in his pocket, travels to California, and he ends up that he didn't even have time to learn the song before the show. So on the way, he's kind of looking at the lyrics and things like that and thinking about the song. Johnny Cash even said he'd only sung the song for the first time the evening before he was leaving.
Right.
And he put the notes of the lyrics on a music stand. So when you see him at the San Quentin show, there's a picture of him with a music stand on there. And the band didn't even know the song. He was just going to take a moment when he felt brave enough that he was going to sing the lyrics and play the song. And the inmates just went nuts about the song. They especially loved the line, my name is Sue, how do you do?
Yeah.
Now you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Because it was all about this dad naming his son Sue.
Right.
And I mean, huge ovation after the song. And Columbia Records thought this is going to be Johnny Cash's hit. So they released it as a single, and that song by Shell topped the country charts for 5 weeks straight. It soared to number 2 on the pop charts, and it became Johnny Cash's biggest selling single ever.
It's pretty much what he's known for. I know that there are a bunch of other songs, Ring of Fire and stuff.
Yeah.
But when you think of Johnny Cash, you think of this song.
Yeah. And I listened back to the San Quentin, because there's even a moment where he chuckles while he's singing it, because he's thinking about what he's singing.
Right.
And it was such humorous lyrics. Now, the funny thing, too, is though that Shell also recorded the song.
Really?
But when you listen to it, I mean, it is so Johnny Cash. That's the crazy thing.
Johnny Cash owned it.
Oh, it's like,
yeah.
And you could even say that about other covers that we can that we might hear now in our past or nowadays, that it's like someone does it so well that it becomes theirs.
Yeah.
I mean, one comes to mind is Jimi Hendrix's All Along the Watchtower.
Oh, yeah.
That's a classic one because people think that's Hendrix, but it was Bob Dylan's song. Yep. So talk about that one blowing up, and the song earned a Grammy for Best Country Song. So Shel Silverstein is just sitting back. But I was going to say, though, you ought to listen to the Shel version. It's almost like a Weird Al Yankovic version, because he's just really right. And it's fun to hear it, but Man, Johnny Cash pulled it
that
off.
voice that he has, that low, deep voice,
Yeah.
singing it adds weight to the song
Yeah.
where it doesn't sound jokey.
No.
There's no way Johnny Cash can sound jokey, and he delivers it in like a spoken word kind of sing-songy
Right.
way that it sounds like he's telling his story.
Yeah. So the whole point of this is listen to your wife when she tells
Put the
you
lyrics
to do
in your
something.
pocket.
Yeah. Because he was even like, no. And
Did
she's
your wife
"Do
like
it."
the beer guts and truck nuts?
Do you like that, honey? Okay.
Put it in your pocket.
Yep. I got to put it right next to my beer gut. So, yep. We're going to have that one recorded. So maybe that'll be our boy named Sue.
Maybe it will.
Yeah.
Can you say nuts on the radio? I think you can now.
Yeah. You can get away with a
People
bunch
say-
of stuff.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
come on, there's
Now
worse.
Yeah. Now they even let goddamn go through. So,
Yeah. And there's the wet pussy song. And
I know you remember when they used to beep out the Pink Floyd's Money.
yeah.
Duty good.
Yeah.
Bull.
Yeah. And now it's going.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They let it fly. So,
yeah. Our virgin ears are way
Yeah, they're-
massacred now.
yeah.
But yeah. So amazing story.
I
Just
love
from
that
a
so
freaking
much.
sit around.
I know.
It does make you want to have more sit around.
I wonder
Hoedown.
what other songs came from that
Oh,
little group,
I
from just sitting around the fire and fleshing everything out.
yeah.
I want to know.
Oh, just a damn creativity.
Right. It's
with
way
that.
better. Now we're having drum circles. So people have drum circles when we need to have fire guitar circles.
Drum circles don't get shit done.
And we're not
Yeah.
writing a song. Everyone's like, this is, because I went to one.
Oh,
And they were like, this is the beat of an elephant. And you had to learn the elephant beat. And then you
Yeah.
learn the lion beat and the cheetah beat.
oh,
So you'd listen for the drum leader to do that beat.
yeah.
And that's what you do. That's not writing a song.
No.
These people are passing around. If someone passed around a guitar and wrote the elephant
Oh,
song,
yeah.
then that
One
might be
person
different.
needs to have a guitar while you do the cheetah beat.
right.
Yeah.
In fact, maybe that'll be the beer nut or the beer
With a
gut
bongo background.
with the cheetah beat.
Well, did you get anything out of that circle of drum beats?
I watched. I learned how to play a hand drum, which was cool.
No. Okay.
But mostly I wouldn't watch. I wouldn't play as much because it was like there's fire because they had fire dancers.
I
love fire.
You're just
I used to start fires all the time when I was a little kid. Fire.
Oh,
So-
hell yeah.
The fire dancers came and I was like, fire.
Oh, too distracting.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it was like, I didn't give a crap what
No. Yeah,
Yeah,
you didn't
no
get
way.
any songs out of it.
fucking hippies. Anyway,
Okay, now I have got to hear about this Louisiana mayor.
oh man, this guy.
Yeah.
This is interesting because it brings up a bunch of stuff from the time period.
Okay.
So, Jimmy, most people don't know who the name Jimmy Davis,
Me one.
right?
Yeah.
But most people know the song that he's accredited for,
Yeah.
and that is "You Are My Sunshine."
Oh, hell yes.
So, "You Are My
Okay.
Sunshine."
Oh, my
That has become a
God.
lullaby. I mean,
Wasn't
I'd
that
sing
in
that to my niece and nephews when they were babies.
Didn't the Oscar Mayer use that for the bologna commercial? It was like this little curly haired kid, and he was sitting on a fish.
No, he was
a little
singing.
bridge.
He was singing, "My baloney has a first name."
Oh man! Because
S-O-S-C-A-R.
oh shit! Why did
Yeah.
I think of that? Because
But
I want to say "You Are My Son."
It's it's almost to the same melody.
Oh,
right?
that's what did it to
Yeah.
me. Okay, well I'm gonna have to
That's
change
why
how
it's
I
the
eat
same
my
melody.
bologna. I
Right.
sing "You Are My Sunshine."
Right. So the first verse of "You Are My Sunshine" is a sweet little thing, and then the next verses get really dark.
No, seriously.
They get dark, where it's about your sunshine leaving you.
Oh, well, yeah. Please don't.
Yeah,
take
they're
my
gone.
Sunshine.
And then it's like,
away.
then
yeah.
this heartbroken man is
Oh.
devastated in the next lyrics.
Oh,
But Anyway, but there's
There's more lyrics to it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, hell.
Yeah, we just know the first line. It's kind of like Jingle Bells. You just know the first line and you don't sing anymore.
Or it's like the fairy tales that have the dark sides removed
Yes.
because you grew up with just the easy, fluffy stuff.
Right. You don't hear about cutting off the feet so they can put them in the glass slipper.
Yeah.
That's this. This is the...
All right. Now I'm really excited.
So there's hundreds and hundreds of recorded versions of this song.
Yeah.
Because it was so popular. And like I said, it's become a sweet lullaby. I sang it to my nieces and nephews when they were little babies. So you pat their little diaper and they go to sleep. But the song first appeared in 1939 on a recording by the Pine Ridge Boys in Georgia.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. That same year, the Rice Brothers, also a Georgia band, released another version of it.
Oh.
The Pine Ridge Boys did not list a writer, did not give writing credit on their recorded version, but the Rice Brothers did. And when they recorded it, the writer was listed as Paul Rice.
Oh, okay.
So this is some background. Keep that in a little
All right.
pocket
Keep that
there.
in mind.
Keep that in your little pocket.
In mind.
So in 1940, the song was published and the copywriter and published and copyrighted, and the writers were listed as Jimmy Davis.
Yeah, I've heard that name now.
Soon to be governor of Louisiana, and Charles Mitchell. And then they later recorded it.
Okay.
So an old newspaper article in the Shreveport Times stated that Paul Rice needed cash to pay for his wife's hospital bills, and he sold the song to Mitchell and Davis for $35.
What?
They each pitched in $17.50 and got the music.
What?
And it was quite common back in this time period for authorship to be sold to a song.
Oh, wow.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
So Paul Rice's name was scrubbed from the song.
Yeah.
And in comes Jimmy and Mitchell, and there you go.
Wow.
Jimmy and Charles Mitchell. So anyway.
And this was back in the 30s.
Back in the 30s. So
wow, you could buy a car for $17.50.
I know, right? So
car or song? Yeah.
So through the years, Jimmy Davis has become the name that appears as songwriter on this song. He's the one that's known for it. He turned this into a little country career for a short amount of time.
Yeah.
But that wasn't what he normally did. He had his eyes on being famous.
Yeah.
However he could be famous. But when you two things about Jimmy. He wanted to be a politician and he wanted to be a country star. He became a politician first.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. That country star thing didn't happen until he started getting popularity.
Always have a plan B.
But he used his song, You Are My Sunshine, on all of his campaigns.
What? Oh, no.
It was a little earworm.
Yeah.
It was his campaign song.
Clever.
They would play it probably just the first verse because you don't want to hear the dark versions.
Right.
And
keep it clean.
And when he campaigned, he'd bring his guitar out and sing it. He was the singing governor.
Oh, hell yeah.
You Are My Sunshine, and wear a big hat, 10-gallon cowboy hat, and he was the singing governor.
Oh, man.
So it's just
funny. that's interesting.
But those are being the governor of Louisiana pushed his name to the forefront to be the author of this song.
Oh,
so Charles Mitchell, his name still appears as a writer, but no one even mentions him.
No.
So when when the song won awards and stuff, he wasn't even invited. It was Jimmy Davis.
Oh no! And he threw in his $17.50.
Yeah, so he didn't get his $17.50 out of the damn thing. So anyway, I'm probably publishing later. I don't know.
Yeah.
So he went on to become governor of Louisiana from 1944 to 1948.
Yeah.
And then again in 1960 through 1964.
Wow.
So he took that time in the middle and tried to become a country star.
Huh?
And he went and played at the Grand Ole Opry and Gene Autry, I think, recorded the song. And I think he even went to Hollywood and had some guest appearances in
Holy
westerns.
hell.
The stinging westerns.
Yes. Oh, that's funny.
So, that didn't fare well for him. It was kind of puttering out. He was aging. He's like, I'm going to run for governor again. And he used the song again. He won. And he ran his campaign on actually kind of a horrible thing. He did not want to integrate schools. That was a big thing then.
Right. Back in that time.
Yeah. So this is the 60s and it's Oklahoma. It's Louisiana. It might as well be Oklahoma.
No, either one. Yeah.
And they had the laws that were telling them they had to integrate. And segregation was over and he didn't want to do it.
Whoa.
And he ran on that and he came from behind.
What?
And won a second governorship.
No.
On that,
on
that was
that
his campaign platform.
Oh, damn.
All the people were like, let's vote for the singing cowboy who doesn't like black people.
Oh my God. And this song, You Are My Sunshine.
Yes.
It's so hypocritical.
Right.
Woo. Okay.
Yeah. So if you're a black person, that song might have some like trauma.
Oh, yeah. No joke. Bring back memories.
Yeah. If you grew up in Louisiana back in the time. Because can you imagine I can see like slow motion black and white video, that song playing, and the Louisiana cops with batons hitting people as they protested this. You know?
Yes. That
slow
would
motion.
Be powerful.
Yeah.
Oh, anti-sunshine song. Right. Yeah.
God. So how did You Are My Sunshine also get pushed forward?
Yeah.
There's another way, because it wasn't just governor and going on some Gene Autry movies and stuff.
Okay.
You had to push it forward some more because he still wanted his acclaim, right?
Gotcha.
So back in the 60s, jukeboxes were owned by mobsters.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So, particularly in New Orleans, local mob boss Carlos Mocello wanted to open up casinos. And New Orleans was where he wanted to put these casinos.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So, he sought Jimmy's help.
Oh, okay.
But a way to pay the governor, they had to be really careful on payola. Right?
Okay.
So, they devised this plan that in every jukebox that they put, and it was nationally, they had the jukebox nationally. Every jukebox would have You Are My Sunshine by Jimmy Davis.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Money laundering.
Exactly. It's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And Jimmy got lots of money. That's the way they passed it through from having his record in every freaking jukebox.
Basically royalties
yes.
from the song.
Right. But these guys are mobsters, right? So they're not always on the up and up. Most of the records that were in their jukeboxes were freaking not even real. They were copied. So they didn't even pay the regular artists and stuff that didn't have the mob deal were getting ripped off because they didn't buy the records from the record company. They were pressing shit records.
Oh my God. See who you know.
Yep. So, anyway, so that's the way that the favor was repaid, and that's the way Jimmy got paid, and that's the way they pushed his record with his name up into the forefront of everybody else. Because in Louisiana, people would know the song, and probably some country people, but now everybody knows the song because it's on every jukebox in America.
Damn! Wow!
Right?
And he never had any legal issues with that.
Never.
Wow. Well,
never.
It was a workaround.
I know.
God.
It was a shitty workaround.
It was.
But what I didn't know this about I heard that there was some money laundering through jukeboxes.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize how bad it was. And I didn't realize that they had the counterfeit recordings.
No joke.
And the way that the feds found this out, that this had happened much later after Jimmy Davis died, was they found thousands and thousands and thousands of records in a river in New Jersey.
No way.
Yeah. and it was a dumping ground of where the mob used to dump bodies and shit. And they were like, what the fuck are all these 45s doing here? They got thousands of Jimmy Davis, You Are My Sunshine, probably underneath a body with
skeletons
cement,
holding on to
cement
vinyl.
And that's how they started figuring it out. And they're like, oh, fuck.
Damn. It was like an early form of Napster.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a mobster. It's called mobster.
Yeah, the Mapster. Mapster.
Oh, man.
God.
Yeah. So the thing that I took away from the story the most, besides the freaking mob jukebox thing, which is sad, because I wonder how much I gave to the mob. Because didn't you listen to the jukebox a lot in pizzas, parlors, and
God,
stuff?
in the
Like, did they still
when I
own
was a
them then?
kid? Yeah, I don't see them much anymore.
They're
But
not anywhere anymore.
Well, wait, wasn't there one in a Waffle House?
Well, we'll get into that later.
Okay,
They're taking them out. They're taking them out of Waffle Houses.
Oh,
Last time I went in, because I went in and I thought I would have some eggs and waffles or whatever.
Yeah.
I was just by myself. I was out for a drive and no jukebox because I was going to put in some music.
Wow.
The wait staff had a radio and they were playing Def Leppard.
Oh, God. I knew there was some music going on at a Waffle House.
But it was like a little boombox thing and they were playing Def Leppard.
No.
And they were dancing around handing out waffles.
They had to replace their jukebox.
Put some sugar on me.
Yeah.
Pour some sugar on me. I don't know what the song is.
Well, pour it.
Whatever. Get it there. However you get it there. Do it. Anyway, that's so. Oh, and the other thing was the change of authorship.
Uh-huh.
How many poor people were ripped off from songs like this that have become ingrained in the tapestry of music for $35?
God.
Because Jimmy banked on it. And he figured out workarounds to bank even more.
Sure. And the song probably would have never gone anywhere if that guy had kept his writing credit.
He's in the Country Music Hall of Fame, for Christ's sake. And he wasn't even like really yet known as a musician. He was a governor.
Oh, he is in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, for this song.
Oh, my God. And a part of the mob?
Yeah.
Oh, that sure taints the...
Taint is the...
Hall of Fame.
Right.
Oh, man. Well...
Anyway.
The kazoo is...
Leave this home.
I know. It's the great soothing sounds. But,
it is.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start.
Are you?
Mine kind of leads into the next part.
Oh, okay.
The soothing kazoo. Just, you know what? You know how to unwind yourself from the mob? Kazoo music.
Oh, they won't
can't
want you
own the
around.
kazoo.
No.
They can't own the kazoo.
No. That's free music right there.
So I'm going to read a review of a Jimmy Davis song.
Okay.
Called Tomcat and Pussy Blues.
Okay.
And this is by Greg S.
Yeah.
And he titles this review, "This is why they took the jukeboxes out of Waffle House."
Oh my God. I segue into this.
See, that's why I'm going to read it.
Holy hell. Okay.
And he goes on to say, "I'm not saying I was involved with this personally. I'm not saying I wasn't. Picture a family in a diner in a small town, maybe a dozen tables, people scattered here and there, and a jukebox.
I can envision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
From a table of young folks, a woman gets up and puts some money in the jukebox. The first song plays, Jimmy Davis, Tomcat and Pussy Blues. People are smiling, enjoying the music, just getting on with their meal. The song ends, and the next song comes on. Jimmy Davis, Tomcat, and Pussy Blues. People are starting to look around.
Yeah.
Still enjoying their meals. The next song comes on. Tomcat and Pussy Blues. I'm with my family, my wife, and my two innocent young children, listening to a grown man keep repeating the word pussy. I'm uncomfortable. My wife is uncomfortable. And our two beautiful, darling children are now singing, Rooster said to the pussy, when you coming up again? Over and over and over. Rooster said to the pussy, when you coming up again? We have to see people outside of the cafe, and I'm worried. On the car ride home, more singing about the pussy. How did this record get made and then find its way onto a jukebox? It's in poor taste at best, and we could be in jeopardy of getting our children removed from our care if they sing this song at the wrong time. Can't we just stick to the classics on the jukebox?
Oh, man.
There you go.
I was beginning to get a little uncomfortable with how many times pussy was said on there. Yeah.
Right. This poor guy. Anyway, he didn't like it. 1 star.
No. Yeah. I mean, you got your family there.
Right.
And it's like
repetition. You're looking at your wife.
I know.
and they understand the innuendo because it is.
Oh, yeah.
I had to go and listen to it. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, oh. Okay.
Or you look at your wife and you start eating your eggs all sexy.
You got the yolk running down your chin.
Start pouring that maple syrup real slow.
While the kids in the background are talking about when the pussy's going to come around again.
Yeah, they would probably go to school and sing it.
Right.
So then you're going to
get
a call.
You get a call from the principal. We were eating breakfast.
Yeah, right. We couldn't help it.
At a diner. What do you got?
Well, I have a review of a Loretta Lynn album. Remember me mentioning that he had written, Shell had written some songs for Loretta Lynn that she had covered. Well, were you aware that Loretta Lynn came out with an album called Van Leer Rose, and it was produced by Jack White of the White Stripes?
No.
And solo artist. And it was supposedly kind of a little bit heavier than her other stuff. So I took a quick listen on Spotify.
What did you think?
It was really cool, actually, because you kind of had the grittier, fuzzier guitar like Jack would accompany her, but then her singing still sounded the same.
That's interesting.
But Jack White seems to have an appreciation for like country
the
music
Americana,
and the old stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, but I noticed there were quite a few reviews saying that this just ain't Loretta Lynn because it's just nasty. Well, George is in Germany, and I found a review that had to be translated.
Okay.
So I've got
translated.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is the Loretta Lynn album that he gave a 1 star to. And his title of the review is Heavier Album for Her. He goes on to say, as desirable as the construction of musical bridges may be, with this example, it completely went into the pants.
Okay. All right.
Remember, we're translating here.
Right. It did go into the pants.
Yeah. Loretta Lynn is country. Her voice alone can't be dressed in heavy metal or anything else noise-like. This CD lacks any approach of the harmony and feeling for arrangements. An inspired blunt sound chopping is interrupted by forcibly grafted hoe jerk solos. According to the motto, whether it fits or not, now the listener simply has to be provoked. Okay. Whoever this Jack White is, let him disappear back into the dark garage he came from. Sorry, Loretta.
Oh, man. Now I want to listen to it.
It's actually really good. And for them to be saying it's heavy metal, or it's not at all. It sounds just like a bluesy country. Just they don't like that fuzz guitar or that louder guitar. They want that little twang.
Well, she's got a very sweet, innocent, she doesn't really get bluesy.
No.
So to make her bluesy sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Because you think of Lucinda Williams.
Still Loretta Lynn, and you can tell, but it's kind of neat to hear her have a little more gruff behind it.
I'm gonna listen to it.
Yeah.
I've been listening to some country music lately.
It was definitely some pussy blues. Yeah.
Well, could be. I mean, I can't listen. That song, he yodels. Oh, that's the one thing I forgot to tell you about Jimmy Davis. He fucking yodels.
What?
Shit. So the Tomcat and Pussy Blues, he yodels through it.
Oh my God. And remember our saying, you never fuck with a yodeler. Yeah. So see, because they could have ties to the mob and they'll yodel your ass to the river.
Right. Do not be yodeled.
Yeah. Oh,
shit.
Speaking of Pussy Blues, we're at the happy ending.
Yep. I feel the rooster's gonna say some shit. And then
don't they always?
And then the pussy's gonna come around. Yeah. The rooster's gonna ask. Rooster's always gonna ask when that pussy's gonna come around.
Oh yeah, and those roosters start asking early.
They ask.
Yeah. Right at sunup.
Right. They're very loud about it.
Yeah.
But it's so happy now. Listen to this. We're to the happy ending, folks.
Yep.
And these two stories are very true.
Very legit. Amazing as they are true.
Yeah, I can't believe this. It's so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are true. You can find information about it all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Rolling Stone, TikTok. But just, both of these stories have been well covered. Yep. I don't know why I haven't heard them.
No. That's what blows my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that I wasn't even aware of it until you brought it to my attention.
Well, I thought You Are My Sunshine was an older song as well. I thought that seems like, early 1900s, 18.
Right. Back when they played with rocks and sticks. Yeah.
Right. They had a washboard. Yeah.
The old single string bathtub.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, both of these are true stories. So check it out.
Yeah, we don't have any Jackalope Tales this week. My
no
God.
Jackalopes at all. Not nary a one.
Nary. Okay, good. We went a little astute there.
Yep. So thank you guys for listening. We really appreciate it. Next time, maybe we'll have some Jackalope Tales. These are true.
Always be on the listen.
Yep.
I know.
And follow the links in the show notes and check us out on all the socials.
Yeah. Be sure to like, subscribe, rate, review. Watch YouTube for reaction videos, podcasts, anywhere you listen to your podcast. And
please subscribe. It helps us out. We really appreciate it if you subscribe and rate.
Yeah, definitely. And love the comments. And we've got merch. And as you can tell, we're sporting 2 different colors today. So
we got all the colors.
Yeah. And this one even has something on the back, but I don't want to turn around right now. So check
it out. You can find it.
Yeah.
And join us next time as we question, is it real or is it a jackalope tale?
Yeah. I'm having withdrawals for a jackalope.
We need a jackalope.
Yeah. We had 2 legits. 2 legits. We got to quit.
2 legits to quit.
Our minds are going the same place.
Totally.
I know.
We like that rap.
Oh, yeah. Yodel-a-hee-ho.
Yodel-a-hee-ho, yodel-a-hee. I listened to that fucking song.
You have some hidden talents.
I did not know I was a yodeler until I listened to Tomcat Pussy Blues, and I was like, yodel-a-hee, yodel-a-hee. Yeah.
Yeah. Yodels and pussies, I'm telling you, they go hand in hand. On that note,
we're out.
Subscribe. Bye.
Don't yodel in the wrong hole.